Some months ago, Disney Adventure World opened its gates to the world, and we followed the development of this major construction project very closely via these updates. With the world of Frozen and Adventure Way complete, come new projects that deserve the same coverage in the parks and beyond. In today's construction update, we'll cover refurbishments, the Disney Village makeover, works happening in the hotels, the new upride, and of course, the next major project coming to the parks with The Lion King. And so, without further ado, let's jump right into it. We'll start with a short trip to Disneyland Park. As you enter this magic kingdom, at the end of Main Street, construction walls filled with Sleeping Beauty artwork can be spotted. The castle is currently closed in this side as very necessary works happen to revitalize the bridge, something that wasn't included in the major refurbishment that took place post-COVID. As you can see, scaffolding is placed all around the bridge, which had parts literally falling from age. The works are set to take a few months. Because of these, the fountains in the moat are currently not working for shows taking place in Central Plaza, including nighttime spectaculars. In Frontierland, the new scenes announced for the Rivers of the Far West have finally been added, with one more to soon come. Imagineers researched old concepts and created several new scenes to be spotted from the Molly Brown, including in Wilderness Island, with a waterfall surrounded by several deer, and close to the geysers with a few bison and other critters. The geysers were being cleaned when I took these photos too, so it'll look extra nice. Still to be added are the beavers. I think these small additions add a bit of life to this attraction, as the Rivers of the Far West are so large with not much to really point out, so it's great to see. In Fantasyland, the train station is now looking better than ever after its renovation. For the past months, focus was on the landscaping around it, and everything looks fresh. Still hoping for the day we see the railroad stopping on all 4 stations once more. Back in Central Plaza, the major Plaza Gardens renovation has kicked off, and scaffolding is now in place. These works will refresh the dining halls and the facade, bringing a new color scheme to the restaurant. Well, let's now leave the parks for a while and check on the Disney Village transformation. The future Disney Wonders shop replacing the Disney Store is where we begin, as the works here have progressed quite nicely since we last saw it. This will be a very large, newly redone shopping area with the shelves filled with different merchandise from some of the most successful Disney franchises, such as Marvel and Star Wars. The facades here will display new artwork, including a large Peter Pan mural and a lightsaber lighting up at night. You can see that theming is already being applied, and the base for the facades themselves has been installed. Annette's is also undergoing a renovation. It'll keep its theme and vibe, but with a newly refreshed dining hall and completely redone kitchen and backstage. Work is happening inside and outside, where the shell of the restaurant is being replaced. Speaking of restaurants, close by, Casa Giulia will soon be opening up. This new Italian restaurant, managed by the Bertrand Group, which already owns several others in the district, such as Rosalie and the Royal Pub, is reaching its final phases of construction, with most of the outside done, including much of the brick-lined walls, windows, and other elements. Close by, the cinemas remain as they were, however, perhaps not for long, as according to Pathé, works could be quite close, bringing an end to this version of the building. Over at the sports bar, the new shop Pele Soccer has opened its gates. Here you can find all kinds of sports equipment, from vintage shirts to footballs and more. It's a simple and small shop that takes over the old arcade location, but mixed with the sports bar creates a nice area for fans of these sports. With a new, very large McDonald's already serving guests, the old one to its right has been completely demolished. If you watched my rumors video, you'll know that this will be where a new street with shops and restaurants will be created in some years. For now, it remains as is. When it comes to the hotels, Disney Sequoia Lodge continues its renovation. Currently, there are some areas that are behind construction walls, but these are mostly on the lodges outside the main building, as these will be where the room renovation first takes place. We can see that there is a new structure rising from the parking lot. I am not entirely sure what this is for. It could be a new shelter for cast members or something completely different. A large temporary staging area was created on the other side of the street for this project, as it really is a large one. An interesting development is the continuation of the construction of berms on the third park land. For several years, dirt from nearby projects, including Disney Adventure World, has been transported here for the construction of these berms that may one day be used to keep the outside world from the third park. Much of the area is being surrounded by these walls, and now yet another section is being created. Also, as I reported several months ago, the new electrical substation for the exclusive use by the resort is now well under construction. These two projects really do point at the possibility of that third gate. So make sure to watch my video on that, it'll be linked at the end screen. Well, let's now finally go into Disney Adventure World, where the largest projects are taking place. First on the list is the new Up ride, which has progressed quite a bit since we last saw it in March. This flying chairs attraction will be a part of Adventure Way and not the Worlds of Pixar. Because of this, it'll blend in perfectly with the surrounding buildings such as Réponse Tangled Spin and Café Luminosity, through the use of Art Nouveau elements. The new story will focus on a simple premise. The Wilderness Explorers invite Adventure Way guests to try and earn the aviation badge by re-immersing themselves in the world of the film. It'll feature a large mural and several accessories inspired by that world, especially in the queue where there will be 4 different zones, each with an aspect from the story. First we'll have Carl's aviator hat and the goggles and the famous adventure book. The second will focus on adventure itself and the globe. The third introduces the idea of obtaining the aviation badge, and the fourth focuses on Carl and his balloons, as they're responsible for lifting the guests off the ground. We can see that much of the building surrounding the ride itself is already assembled. Parts of the theming have also been added, such as the 2 glass domes that will top the queue. The roof itself is also now installed, with the metal planks in place. I suspect these will also undergo the same treatment as the rest of them in the land to look aged. The ride itself will feature 64 seats spread across 48 chairs, and as seen in the concept art released last year, count on a tilting top to enhance the flying sensation. The main visual will be, without a doubt, balloons, blending in the architecture, the accessories, and the domes at each side of the ride, both the entrance and the exit. Of course, these will also be what brings the whole ride structure off the ground, being on top of it with a miniature house from the film. The Up gardens around the attraction will add more trees and greenery to the land, and even a new bronze statue of a few beloved characters from the film. The ride structure itself is still to begin its assembly. It's being worked on by the manufacturer and will be assembled on site piece by piece. Disney has announced that the ride will open next year, I speculate for the 35th anniversary celebrations, so from April 2027, but this remains to be seen, of course. Well, let's now check on the largest project currently underway, The Lion King. In the last update, we saw that Disney had been working on the site since summer of last year, and earth leveling was complete. Works had moved on to the next stage, which was vertical construction with just a couple of beams in place. Now, and thanks to the wide open areas of Adventure Bay, we can take a closer look at how the works are progressing. We can see that there has been a lot of progress in the construction of the show building. As usual with construction in France, this goes rather quickly, as the bare bones of the building are prefabricated and assembled on site, kinda like a giant and very expensive Lego set. In some sides, it's already quite tall, as the walls continue to rise from the ground, but it's from Panorama Magique that we truly get a sense of the scale. This show building will be the largest in the resort, surpassing the current record holder, Pirates of the Caribbean Next Gate. The grey walls will continue to rise for many months to come, but already it's incredibly exciting to see how large it is. Notice the amount of support pillars waiting for the next phases of assembly peeking over the walls, separating guests from the active construction site. And these photos really do show how active and large the site is. The large grey buildings behind the site are temporary construction facilities that have been there for many years, providing support to the construction teams working on the Adventure World project, and will remain until at least the end of the Lion King project. there will eventually be a large berm with several trees to hide the Flight Force Gravity Building and the Theater of the Stars from within Lion King and Adventure Bay. The piles we see here could be the start of these, or just temporary storage, as there has been a good amount of soil excavated to make way for a massive water reservoir beneath the building, as well as the foundations to support it. Comparing these shots to the blueprints, I believe this area with all the rebar is the right back side of the show building. This side that will have 2 stories worth of ride scenes and a good amount of rock theming above it. Just like Frozen, the rock formations won't come around until the show building gets closer to completion. An interesting detail is this part here. I tried to make sense of it by looking at blueprints, but I can't safely say what we're looking at. It could be the start of the queue or the ride's actual path. Either way, there aren't a lot of specific elements to point and connect to the blueprints as of yet, but comparing to even just 3 months ago, it's clear the project is going quite quickly. On the other side of Adventure Bay lies the testing location for the ride vehicles and ride technology. New here is the lift hill behind the drop. This was added not long ago, as before the boats were pulled to the top and then let go. While I wasn't able to capture any testing, they can now run on a loop, so that Imagineers can better improve the way these interact with the water, and if rumors are to be believed, how the boats move with a magnetic control beneath them, which could indicate they will be guided by more than just a water flow. This remains to be confirmed. Well, as you can see, there's a lot happening everywhere in the resort, and as time passes, we continue to follow its evolution. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, as there's a lot more coming. Now I ask you, what would you most like to see being included in the Lion King ride? Let me know down below. And now, as always, thank you for watching, and that's a wrap.